Hello everyone and welcome to today's Stocks and Crypto YouTube Charts video. I am No FOMO Charts. Today is Sunday, September 14, 2025. It's after midnight Eastern Standard Time here in the USA. Let's start with stocks. This week, we have the FOMC meeting, potential interest rate cut that people are predicting. SPY. We are still in this uptrend on the daily chart, approaching 659 resistance zone. If we put pivots on the chart, the next pivot resistance point would be about 668 here in the blue. Immediate support about 656 and short-term daily support around 653. For a weekly chart, as long as we stay above 642, we're okay. So it's going to take quite a bit of time to reverse down into a downtrend if it's actually ever going to happen. So we're still making higher highs and higher lows over time. That's why there's no extreme bearish signal on either the weekly or the daily chart for now. Let's go to Nasdaq. QQQ. We're also still in this uptrend, maintaining higher highs and higher lows, bouncing off either the 20 EMA or the 50 EMA. Golden Cross is still up and active. Resistance just piercing through that 585 area. 585. The next big R2 resistance would be actually 600. Immediate support in the 581 and the 570 range. For a weekly investment chart, we do have to stay above at least 568, and we're still making higher highs and higher lows. No extreme double top like we had at the beginning of 2025. It's not showing up on the charts yet, so we're okay. We just literally broke out of the consolidation symmetrical triangle, and that's fine. It's all going up for now. We could have small pullbacks. It's not going up forever. We could have small pullbacks. But in terms of 2025 for now, just in case we have a bearish event this week, 580 would be that support needing to hold. Dow Jones and Russell 2000. DIA actually had a sell-off on Friday. So rejected down below 462 and holding that support at 457 range, just flagging. We're still in the uptrend as well for this year in Dow Jones. On a weekly chart, no extreme pattern or anything showing up on the charts. Even the Bollinger Band, it's still within that range. Same thing with the daily chart. Actually, the daily chart, that's why we did pull back on the Bollinger Band. So linear regression is not there, but a Bollinger Band algorithmic sell-off, which is totally normal. As long as we hold above 454, we're okay on Dow Jones. Russell 2000, synchronizing with Dow Jones, correlated, still in the longer term uptrend. 20 EMA is our support for now. The larger December 2024 resistance of 245. Somebody's taking profit before that range. On the weekly chart, nothing extreme, except we have a doji candle from last week. Potential warning sign for the smaller cap, but it has to have a week of selling to create the evening star triple candle pattern, which could happen, although we are still in this golden up cross, so it's not extreme. I think people maybe are selling off before the FOMC meeting. Let's move on to crypto. Total crypto market cap, the index here, had a nice bounce. Upside down head and shoulders set up off the 50 EMA. Now we're consolidating. We had this daily evening star pattern, which is a little bit alarming, but probably for crypto, we might go sideways, consolidate, and see if we get one more leg up or not to hit the 4.15 trillion zone. But if we pull back, I would not be surprised, because sometimes with crypto, it's very algorithmic, low Bollinger Band to high Bollinger Band trades for this one swing. Higher lows. So the next higher low could be potentially 3.87 trillion to the downside. On the weekly chart, there's nothing extreme, except it looks like we're having some longer term weekly consolidation wedge type of pattern. So don't want to get too bullish because it's crypto. If it pulls back, it could actually really pull back to that 3.8 or 3.78. If we break out on good news, it would be interesting. But if we pull back, I would not be surprised. Bitcoin. Let's pull up a clean chart. I'll use Bitfinex. Bitcoin's still in the uptrend as well for this year, making higher highs and higher lows, although it's a little bit more volatile. But this last upside down head and shoulders was a nice trade for me. Called this out on stream on the video about a week or two ago. Both setups, right? The double bottom and the upside down head and shoulders. So we're having a nice time with that. The first target was completed, 3.5%. The next target, if it goes to 7%, would be about $119,000 Bitcoin. But trying to predict Bitcoin price, if it's only technical charts, we could have a pullback down to this EMA to around 114,000. And then once I see strong levels of support in this zone, then we might get one more leg higher because the technicals have to reset. Weekly chart, something we want to watch out for, always in the back of my mind, is if we have a lower high on a weekly chart as an investing mindset and setup, we want to make sure it does not start downtrending over time. It's starting to look like January 2025, except we don't have, hopefully we don't have extreme tariff news this winter. But this is something we want to watch out for if we have a bounce and lower high. If it lower highs and starts downtrending, then I'm probably going to have to close my positions for a swing trade. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but if it does, the level we want to stay above is this neckline. $108,000 Bitcoin, something to keep in mind. Ethereum USD. Let's bring up, just use Kraken chart. Ethereum USD on the weekly chart starting to go sideways, almost a potential double top. Want to watch out for that 4,800 and between resistance 4,800, support 4,300. If we lose 4,300, we know something is wrong with the trading. Right now we're flagging. We had this little bit of bounce that's actually in progress right now, so it's a little bit too early to call if that's actually going to pull back or not. Just looking on a daily chart. Let's connect these lines, resistance lines. You can see we had a nice bounce, somebody defending 4,200, 4,300 range. We're still in the up cross right now. Once we lose the 20 EMA of about 4,400 or 4,200, then we know we're in trouble. Need to make sure we need to establish a very large higher low, wherever that's going to be. This turns into a symmetrical triangle. So if we back test down to 4,300, let's not panic. See if we get another higher high. Ripple, not the prettiest price action, but still holding nonetheless. We had a falling wedge breakout pattern. So if that pulls back, we must hold 288, the support level, which it broke out from. So XRP Ripple is very news based. Need to watch out and see if it's going to continue rallying or not. We're seeing a lot of these little evening star patterns. So just watch out even for myself, I'm talking to myself, is might have to move some of the stop losses up if this does not improve. Okay, if this does not improve to the upside, I might have to put a protective stop somewhere there. Nothing extreme, however, but if we are honest on this weekly chart, if I'm not susceptible to hype and emotions, it is technically still downtrending on a weekly. Low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high. If we don't rally above 322, then something is wrong for this month in the price. Let's go to Solana. Solana had a nice breakout, so it's reverse. its price action is confident, but once it breaks out of the upper Bollinger Band, we might see some potential profit taking potentially this week. This has happened before. We're out of the Bollinger Band on the weekly. We're out of the Bollinger Band. Maybe we'll get one more leg up and then a significant sell-off because high, low, high, low, high. Unless we hold and break way above 250 to go to 275 to 300 in some kind of flash rally, it actually might pump. And then if we have a sell-off wick here in the 253, 255 range, we might pull back to 227. So we want to watch out for these type of Morningstar potential patterns that people are starting to get a little bit unsure because on a daily chart, we had the lower regression, linear regression setup that went to the upper linear regression setup. So those robots, those algorithmic bots might be taking some profit in this range right now. So remember, EMAs were golden up crosses, beautiful, but when the price stays here, I'm talking about day trading or very short-term swing trading. Once the price gets too high, it wants to normalize, reverse to the mean here in about the 220, 230 range. That's something we want to watch out for if it pulls back. Okay, everyone, thank you for watching. We'll just close out with this weekly watch list. So stocks, earnings releases this week. We have General Mills, bullish, one of the new companies. Darden Restaurants, FedEx, Lennar. We had some IPOs last week as well. Economic data, the biggest is obviously FOMC statement, press conference, the interest rate, if there's any potential changes, economic projections. We have unemployment claims later that week, manufacturing index starting off with retail and core retail sales this upcoming week. All eyes are on Wednesday. What is that going to be? We are about to find out. And how will it affect the stock market and crypto market? We're about to find out. Thank you for watching, everybody. Remember, let's try to manage our risk depending on what time frame and trading style, day trading, swing trading, or longer term investing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.